But today we have an awesome announcement from a great guy, Dave Edwards. Where are you? You guys give it up for Dave. Announcement or testimony?
You said announcement.
Oh, testimony.
I'm announcing a testimony. Wow. How's everybody doing? So, my favorite verse is Romans 8:19. It says, all creation groans for the sons of God to be revealed. So when heavenly family is present, creation begins to respond, like creation itself. So I'm going to show you a couple of pictures that Papa Leif mentioned a couple of weeks ago, where Kingdom family gathered under this tent last year in Birmingham, and we had just an amazing encounter. So let's bring that first picture up. All right, check that out. So they were taking a selfie. Come over here. And as you can see, this tent, right? So like one of these pillars right here just began to fade away. And then you have the stars, the cosmos, just appear in the top of the tent. All right, let's go to the next one. So they're taking pictures outside. Now we live in the digital age where we can capture some of these things for the first time. What a privilege. You have stories like this all throughout church history of heaven coming to earth, and you get to read about it, but in our generation, we get to see it. Is that amazing? Now, this next picture is enhanced to kind of bring it to the surface a little bit. Let's go ahead. Wow. So yes, they brightened it up, but it brings definition. You know, last night I was watching a movie about the star appearing and leading the wise men to Jesus. So when stars appear, what does that mean? It means the king is here. So recently at BASM, where's the BASM students? Whoop, whoop. We taught our revival history elective where there you go. Come to that class next year, where we examine moves of God through the lens of kingdom family. And again, like it says in Acts 2, that God will pour out his spirit on all flesh, that sons and daughters will prophesy, old men will dream dreams, and young men will have visions. There'll be signs in the heavens above and miracles in the earth below, blood, fire, and a vapor of smoke. Is that crazy? That last part's kind of crazy, right? Like, yeah, signs and wonders, blood, fire, and smoke. How's that fit in there? What if it's not negative? What if it's positive? So one of the nights during our revival history elective, like we had this amazing throne room encounter where we're all just kind of on our face, right? So the blood of Jesus invites us into the throne room, the very presence of God. What were we singing about a few minutes ago, right? And then we had the wind of God just kind of blow through the room, and these angelic lights appear all around. Are you guys tracking? Signs and wonders, and we're living in that, okay? And so blood, fire, and vapor of smoke. So where God's presence is, it's always described like a fire. And sometimes that wherever there's fire, there's smoke. John Wesley said, I set myself on fire and people come to watch me burn. If we're a family gathered together in the midst of his presence, right, then that fire is burning and that aroma comes up. It smells like incense. It can have different fragrances. And so even one night in the class, Zaina came into the classroom because she was outside in the hallways and she began to smell a fragrance. She thought it was a diffuser, like this sweet aroma. And finally, she made her way to the source, the presence of God, of where the fragrance was emanating from. And then our final night was kind of crazy. Who felt the earthquake this week? Who heard about it? It was an earthquake? And Steve and I have been going back and forth on this testimony, kind of dialoguing for a couple of weeks. And then he's like, all right, he picks a day, which was today, before the earthquake happened. But it's no coincidence that the earthquake is accompanying this testimony. So we're upstairs, right? If you've been to OM, we're in the big room, and it's the final night, and it's kind of a somber atmosphere. We're kind of on our face worshiping Jesus. And then the class underneath, I guess you can elaborate more, Dan. It was Dan's class. Said it felt like the rafters were shaking. They thought we were just causing a ruckus upstairs. Because if you're in that room and everyone's, going for it, jumping up and down, the whole thing begins to shake. So they thought, okay, wow, they're being loud. Yeah, go guys, have fun, right? But we were on our face, so the building itself began to shake. And then this week, the whole region of Atlanta begins to shake because something is happening here. There's a legacy and there's a momentum behind us gathering together in this season. So what do you have? You have the stars. And this is the season that we celebrate the birth of Jesus. And the star came near to the planet and the whole planet was changed. So Jesus, let this kingdom family be known as a place where you have signs above, miracles below, with kingdom family gathered together in the center. Was that neat? It makes the Bible real. Thank you guys.